Gotta air up the old trailer tires first. Got some new tires for this thing I need to put on because this is the only one that holds air. Fall forward. All right, air the other two up, wait for Aldo to get here, and then we can go. All right, like I said, most adult thing I've ever purchased and been excited about. A lawnmower. So I've been meaning to get one for a while. I was looking around, I'm like, dude, it's the perfect time to buy one. Because the reason I was putting it off was because I didn't really need to mow the grass. Then I was like, nobody else does, so they're gonna be cheap. So I picked this thing up, 0-turn, 54-inch Craftsman. I don't know if it's any good, Kohler engine for $1,000 even. Can't really complain about that. So we tested it at the place. It seemed to run good. We'll do a little test cut before it gets dark, and then I'll walk you guys through the new rig.
Unless it's like you have to kind of overlap it.
Yeah, but I would think it's not supposed to be like that. I mean, it cuts.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, slight dilemma with the new lawnmower. It just doesn't cut in the middle, but it's only the middle of the machine. I don't know, it's weird. Give it another shot. Whip it around some more. All right, well, we figured out the cutting only on the edges thing. The center blade was loose, so we tightened that up. All good now. Now it cuts all the way around, so that was one little issue it had. Already sorted, it seemed to be good. I mowed a decent bit more just now, just to make sure it seems good. Now, the only other issue that I noticed when we were picking it up, and notice now, as you can see that it's smoking, is that it's leaking a little bit of oil. I think it's just from these covers here, because this is a valve cover basically, and it seems to be leaking right here, and then it's just like it leaks down and hits the exhaust. So we'll get this cleaned up, pop those covers off, and see if we can't reseal them before we do some heavy mowing. But I mean, it works pretty good. Seems like the left motor's a little stronger than the right. Like if you push both sticks max speed, it kind of turns to the right a little bit. Other than that, I mean, she mows good. It was so cheap in comparison to all the other mowers I had found. It was definitely in the best shape and the cheapest. So 24 horsepower Kohler, 725cc, 54-inch deck, which is nice. It's a little bigger than I need, but I mean, hey, you know, can't complain about the deck size. Adjustable. I mean, it's pretty standard. There's really nothing special going on here, but it fires up good. Starts right up every time. Yeah, can't complain. Alrighty, got the mower tucked back here last night. Before I go cleaning it to start diagnosing the oil leak, I want to finish mowing the yard because it's just gonna get dirty anyway. I might as well clean it up after I'm done using it. Well, this thing's a freaking unit, boys. It's still leaking a little oil. I wiped it up. So we're definitely gonna need to address that. I thought it was drifting to the right, like this motor didn't have as much power as this motor, but it's just the adjustment, just the adjustment there. That one's, the stop's adjusted way out. So yeah, anyway, if you push them right, it goes dead straight. So that's super exciting. Overall, very happy with this thing. It is, I mean, it's definitely overkill for the amount of grass that I have. I mean, I have almost an acre, like a little over 3/4 of an acre, but there's not a lot of grass. There's a lot of concrete, gravel, plantation area, not a whole ton of grass. But anyway, we need one more device to finish out this yard project. So it's time to run to the old Home Depot, and we're gonna take the Pulsar. It's a good excuse to drive this thing. I try to find any excuse I can to drive this thing. I really enjoy it. So hop in this thing, rip up there, get the last thing we need, finish up this lawn project. It's been pretty satisfying so far. I've enjoyed it. Get out of the way. Park next to this modified BRZ camber gang. This is the first time I've come to this Home Depot, and they've actually had the amount they said. Well, they have one less than it said they had. They actually have them in stock so many times. I've come here to get Milwaukee stuff, a faucet. It says they have like 4 of them online. Don't have any of them. No one's stealing their stuff. And they lock it up. How are they getting away with it? But yeah, anyway, we're getting the weed eater, some string, Milwaukee, as usual. This one's got the power head, so we can take this off and put different attachments on. I'll show you when we get home. But I gotta get someone to unlock this. Would you just look at that practicality? Gotta love a hatchback. A lot of people ask why I pretty much only have Milwaukee tools, and this is kind of the reason. It's the ecosystem, and that's something that's really important to think about before you buy your first, maybe your second or third electric tool. Don't just look at it at a case-by-case basis, like, okay, this Impact has 50 more foot-pounds and it's $10 cheaper, I'm gonna get this one. You gotta look at the whole ecosystem. What does that company offer? Because once you've built up a few tools with kits where you've got a few batteries hanging around and a few tools, then you can just buy the tool only of any tool they have. You don't have to have 3, 4, 5 different chargers. It's just a much simpler way to do it. You just kind of stick with the one brand because you already have like all the supporting stuff for that brand. So anyway, that for me, Milwaukee is kind of the most diverse, and the biggest thing is they seem to be the most geared towards the car enthusiasts, like making things like the stubby Impact and the right angle die grinder, the straight die grinder, just a lot of stuff that really only a car person is going to use, because I would assume the construction industry is a lot bigger than the car industry. I could be wrong on that, but anyway, just food for thought. That is something to think about before you buy your first tool. Something to think about. So anyway, let's get the weed eating. All right, I think you guys get the idea. I'm gonna go keep weeding, and then we'll move on. well, that's a wrap on the lawn cutting. It's been long overdue. I may have cut it a little short. When we first got it running, I dropped it really low to figure out why I wasn't cutting in the middle and whatever. So I'll probably raise it up a little bit more next time. But hey, looks good. It's nice to have it all cleaned up. I edged a little bit with the weed eater. I need to get the edger attachment just to make it easier, but I mean, it's honestly not too bad with the weed eater. Really impressed with that thing. Did the whole yard, the edging and everything on one battery. This is what technology. It's crazy. Okay, last thing, we're gonna take these little covers off here and see what we got going. It's definitely leaking out of the covers, like 100%. So anyway, we'll pull them off, see what we got. Oh, jeez. Oh, should have known better than that. Well, I guess all we can do really is clean this up, re-silicone it, hope for the best. Really cleaning this cylinder head though. Look at that. All right, let's put this thing back on. Snug it up lightly at first. All right, I'm gonna let that dry and then try to toss this thing in the garage. All right, well, I ended up switching the positioning a little bit, turned it sideways. I don't know why. I thought about that originally, but I was like, oh, it's probably similar, way more room. Now you can actually walk in front of the car, got room over there, got room for the trash cans here. There's a lot in this garage. There's the lawnmower, a full lift, the pit bike, some parts, my go-kart. Once the shop is closed in, I can really rearrange all this stuff because I can set the big area of the shop up and I can fix the inside area, then I can work on this. I want to make this real nice, but really hyped on the new lawnmower. This thing's a solid unit. Let's see if it's leaking any oil after sitting overnight. Doesn't seem like it. Seems like we sealed her up, so that's exciting. Otherwise, I mean, this thing works great. I mean, it's a little overkill for my lawn, but rather over than under, I guess, right? But yeah, anyway, I guess that's going to be it for this video. I hope to see you guys for the next one, but for now, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, goodbye.